Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and like to join the Ladies of Lavender family. Alright guys, so for today's video, we are going to do one of the most highly requested videos that we've gotten on our channel. So today we're going to talk about how to talk to your mom about periods. So how I did this was I asked two different moms a set of questions, 3 questions to be specific. 2 of them are questions that you guys have asked a lot, and then one of them is just a generic question that I threw in there just in case that offered a little bit more help. But before we get into it, I did want to remind you guys that we do have an Instagram. Make sure to follow us over at Ladies of Lavender. We post every single week, usually, to show you what video we are posting for the week, and we do donations every other month. So you're going to want to make sure to follow us to see how donations are going, what it looks like, stuff like that. All right, let's get right into the video. All right, so the first question I asked them was, what is the best way for kids to bring up the topic of periods with their moms? Mom number 1 said, an honest approach is the best. Tell your mother you want to know more about period health. That way you have a good idea of how to be prepared and what is healthy and what is unhealthy, so that you will know how to take care of yourself or when to talk to a doctor. She also said, try to have this conversation in a environment that is comfortable for everyone in the discussion, but it also allows privacy. So she also suggested that you could go on a walk, go to a park, something that could be a neutral environment, but also allows privacy. So if you still feel uncomfortable, you can ask for access to a good online source or a book. And you can always watch Ladies of Lavender videos with a parent or a mom, and our Let's Talk About It series has a discussion guide in the description of every single Let's Talk About It video. So you can always watch one of those videos with your mom and use the discussion guide as kind of a starting point into the period discussion. But I'll also link 1 or 2 books that I have read in the past that I thought was really helpful in terms of period health. So if you're interested in that, I'll link them down below. Mom number 2 said, a private conversation is best so you can comfortably ask all the questions that you want. So even though you may be uncomfortable asking those questions, 99% of the time, mothers are happy and willing to answer. Okay, question number 2 was, how should they ask for period products? This was a big question that you guys were asking. So mom number 1 said, ask your mom or your dad before they go to the grocery store to let you know, because there are some things that you need. Sorry, my eyes look teary. I just coughed. There's something stuck in my throat, so I'm sorry if I look like I'm about to cry. That's because I had something in my throat. Okay, so ask your mom or your dad before they go to the grocery store to let you know, because there are some things that you need. So ask to see their shopping list if they make one, and then you can fill in what you need on the list. And I would say make sure to be as specific as possible, because nothing's worse than just saying, you know, I just need pads, and then, you know, your mom or your dad going to the store and thinking, well, what pads do they need? Like which brand, what size, blah, blah, blah. So I would say, like, if you needed tampons, to put, I need super tampons, the Tampax Pearl brand. They come in like the green wrapping, and if you need pads, you could always say, I want the green, always pads. So just make it a little bit more specific so they know what exactly you need. So another option would be to ask permission to order the products online. And you can always order period products on Amazon. But you can also do the in-store pickup, or I know that Walmart and Target have things where you just pull up in your car and they give you their groceries. You could do something like that where you don't even have to go in the store to get the products, you just are in your car. So that's another option. So mom number 2 said, you can always ask your mom what she uses to become more familiar with what products you might need. And if she uses products that you can use, then you can share products. You can also ask your mom to take you to the store to show you different products. And question number 3 was, do you have any advice? So mom number 1 said, I think mothers and caretakers will be more receptive than you think. If you feel embarrassed, seek out another trusted friend or family member. And mom number 2 said, you don't need to be embarrassed. Periods are natural processes that many people experience. Don't be nervous to talk to your mom. Your mom wants to help you. So that is it for the mom's advice, but I just wanted to add that, you know, what we don't think about is mothers have gone through exactly what we have. They were kids once. They got their periods when they were our age, and they had to deal with it. They had to ask for products. They had to learn how period processes work. You know, they had to go through everything that we are going through. And so they understand, you know, and most of our moms have grown up in an era where periods were even more stigmatized than they are now. I mean, in one of our videos, we talked about like the history of tampon advertisements and how tampons or any kind of period products weren't even really mentioned until the 70s. Like tampons weren't advertised until the 70s. And, you know, pads, they were put into advertisements, but it was very clouded. It wasn't obvious that they were talking about pads, if that makes sense. So periods were way more stigmatized back then, and moms had to deal with that. And, you know, they still had their periods. They still had to get products, but it was just in an era that, you know, might be more stigmatized than it is now. So, you know, just think about that. You could use that to your advantage, and that could really help get the conversation started, because your mom literally understands what you're going through. And I think that there are a good amount of moms that had a really hard time with periods or felt like no one was there to support them, and they really had to figure this out by themselves, and they don't want that for their daughter or their kid. So they want their kid to be educated, and they want their kid to feel supported. So please don't feel like you can't talk to your mom. It might be hard in the beginning just because of the stigma and how it feels really weird to talk about, right? But it will get better. And again, we have discussion guides with all of our Let's Talk About It videos. You can always use those discussion guides. If you have any questions about today's video or any period related questions, you can send us an email at ladiesoflavender20@gmail.com. You can send us a DM on Instagram at ladiesoflavender, or you could leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye guys. I've been looking for an answer in your